Hi guys, so this is going to be your first screencast, and this screencast is going to walk you through on how to create a requisition form. And a requisition form is used whenever a club wants to spend money out of their account. So anytime you want to purchase something for an event, for the classroom, you name it, you have to request money from the account. And this is how you would go about it to create the form so that it can be voted on by the club, approved, and then in order to get a purchase order or simply use the credit card if that is the case. Just for your information, that anytime there is a fundraiser and a club wants to spend money for that fundraiser, a fundraising request form has to be completed prior to any requisition form being completed. So, requisition form creation 101. Here we go. So, let's just say that I need to purchase some balloons for Day on the Purple. That is my committee, and I've been asked to create a requisition form for the purchase of balloons. I am going to go ahead and go into the K drive. And I am going to go into the ASB folder. As you see here, we have number 1, current ASB forms. This is where you will find the requisition form. These, I have them set up and they are organized by type. So I am going to look down to requisition template, and that is a requisition form. So that is what you're going to use. Now notice this is called a template, and what I'll do is I will use the template and then fill it out and then save the template as a new document, and that will maintain the integrity of the requisition template and leave it blank, and I will be able to save my requisition where it belongs. So I'm going to go ahead and click on requisition template, and it's going to be a PDF document, and I'm going to go ahead and fill it out. So today's date, and let's just say that today is September let's just say 19th, 2017. I'm going to tab over. PO needed. So the PO, you can look at it as basically a check. So when you turn in a requisition form into the office, once it's been approved and signed, Jessica Daly, Mrs. Daly, or our comptroller, she will then generate what is called a PO, or a purchase order. Okay, which is basically a piece of paper that acts as a check, and that is the piece of paper that we take to the location where we're going to purchase the items and use it as a form of payment. Take notice that certain businesses take POs and we have accounts with them, and others don't. If a business does not have an account, we then create a requisition to the ASB credit card, and then we use the credit card in order to purchase the items. So PO usually have to be in 2 weeks before spending. 2 weeks before spending. I said how many weeks? 2 weeks before spending. So if I want to spend on a certain date, I have to turn this in 2 weeks prior to. So let's just say that I'm just exactly 2 weeks in from this requisition, and so if the 19th was a Tuesday, the 26th would be 1 week, and that would be September, and then October 3rd, okay, would be 2 weeks in. So I would be really cutting this short for Day on the Purple, but since they're balloons, this will probably work out. So the PO, I need it by October 3rd, 2017. And sometimes the office can get this done prior to, but they need a 2 week notice. Club name, this is going to be the student government class. This is our club, so we call it AASB, Associated Student Body. Our club number is 201, and this is the one you will always use when you create purchase orders for student government. Event or activity, this is going to be Day on the purple, DOP. Event or date of the event or activity, well, we know that it's going to be October 4th, 2017. And the purchase will be used to purchase balloons, for or to decorate the quad. So that's what we're going to use the balloons for. The vendor is going to be A and J Party Supplies. And we'll put 2 P's there. The contact person, once if you've made the phone call, you would know who that is. You could put it there. And then the address, I am going to go ahead and go online real quick and grab the address. So and I'm going to say A and J Party Rental. So there it is, AJ Party Rental, welcome to Chico, and here's the address. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go back to my form, and here's the address, and this is Chico, California, and if I go back to it's 95926, just to make sure, and 95926, and the telephone number is going to be 530, and it's good to have a reference so we know who to call in case we need to check in on the order. And there's that, no fax number needed. So quantity, so let's just say that we wanted to get a total of 60 balloons. So my quantity would be 60. Here's where I'm going to describe exactly who the balloons or the kind of balloons I want, and I want 30 purple, 30 black, and 30 silver. Okay, the unit cost is $1.25 each, and then automatically it will add up the totals here. And then now what we need is tax and shipping if applicable, and that would go in here. So I could do the math on a calculator more or less, and we know that we need to times by 0.075, I believe, for taxes in California. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to search for my calculator, and calculator pops up, and I'm going to go 75 times 0.0, and I'm just going to go 0.8 just to be safe. So that's $6 in tax. So if I go 6 plus 75, it's 81. That'll be the total. So I'm going to go ahead and put $6 here. That's my tax. And we want to make sure we are over or exactly where we want to be, the price of spending, so we don't go over it. And so if it's $6 in tax, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that $2 more over just to be on the safe side so that we don't go over a requisition, because if we go over the requisition total that we've requested, we have to vote on it again. As far as down here, we often just do this by hand when we vote on it in class, and that's pretty much it. My requisition is done. Okay, I would let Kyle know that we have a requisition for DOP for a purchase of balloons. He will put that on the agenda, and we then would vote in class, and we would insert the appropriate information here. Of course, you would print this, and take note that all requisition forms, all of the originals, have to be printed in color. Okay. Then what I would do is, now I want to make sure that I have a record of this, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save it. And in order to keep the integrity of this form, again, what you need to do is I would go into File, and now I would save it as. So save as. I'm going to go ahead and choose a different folder. Okay, and I'm going to go back into, I'm still in the K drive. So I'm going to go into the K drive. I'm going to go into the ASB folder, and now I'm going to go to number 2, save club and ASB forms here. So here is a list, and there are folders for all the clubs at school, either old clubs or new clubs, current clubs, or at least all the clubs we've had in the past and currently have. I would then look for our club, which would be ASB. I double click on ASB. I would then choose the correct folder, and for us here, if you're part of an event, all of them are going to go under ASB events. Then you're going to look for the year that we're currently on, and that would be events for the 2017-2018 year. And I would look for my event folder. If I was the first one to create one of these requisition forms for my event, and my event wasn't there, I would just create a new folder. So I would go to new folder, and let's just say that DOP wasn't there, day on the purple, I would make a new folder, okay? And I am not going to go ahead and save this folder because there's already a folder there. So I'm going to say no, otherwise you would create the folder. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this new folder because we don't need it. And so again, I'm saving us. I'm going to go into DOP. It looks like there's already a requisition here for balloons. Looks like there's 2 of them. So I'm thinking here that one of this is the correct one, and one of them might have been a mistake, or something that might have been incorrectly done. And the way you want to save here would be down here, the file name. It is a requisition form, so I want to keep the word requisition. So requisition. And then this is for balloons, so I would write for balloons. Okay? And then I would hit save. And it's asking me here that there's already a file with his name, as you see down here, and they want me to replace it. I am not going to replace this file because I've already got a file that's the correct one here, so I'm going to say no. So I'm not going to go ahead and save it because I don't want to replace the one that's already been done there. And then at that point, actually, what I'll do is, just so you see how it works, requisition for balloons, I'll call it requisition for balloons screencast, just for purposes of this screencast. And I would hit save, and it saved it where it needs to be saved, and now I would be ready to print. So again, you ideally would be logged into with the ASB account, and then we would go to file and would go to print, and I would pick the black copier, which is right here. And since we said these have to be printed in color, it doesn't automatically print in color. However, the black copier does print in color. They both print in color. So I would go into properties, and down at the bottom I would tell it to do color, and I would hit OK. This is just a one-sided form, but most forms we want to do double-sided. I just need one copy. I would hit OK, and I would hit print, and then my little confirmation, print job notification confirmation would come up. I would choose, ASB, which is right here, and then I would hit print, and the job would go to the printer. And you would grab that, bring it, tell Kyle you want to vote on it next agenda, and have him and give it to him, or put it in the voting basket. I'm not going to go ahead and print this right now. So that is the basics on how to create a requisition form. One addition to the screencast is if we were actually using a vendor who does not take POs, and for example this is going to be Amazon. So vendor is going to be Amazon. So what we would do is, Amazon we pay with a credit card, so the actual vendor is going to be Tri-Counties, which is where the bank that we have our credit card through. Okay. Okay. Tri-counties. And then what we want to do is we want to make sure that Mrs. Daly, Jessica, or comptroller knows who we're actually purchasing from, even though we're paying with a credit card. So when we do the tri-counties, we don't need all this information because we have it already. And I'm not sure why it's not allowing me to delete that right now. But I wouldn't put anything here as far as the address. And what we want to do is, under the description of the items, we want to leave a note. And Daily likes it over here. So, purchased from Amazon.com. And I actually like to do that, and I like to put it down under special comments. Okay. And I think the form's acting weird right now. But I would put it down here. If not, you can do it by hand. And that's the extra piece on that one. Okay, I hope that's helpful, you guys. Now go ahead and create your assignment. So I don't want to save the changes to that. And if you wanted to make sure that your form is where it needs to be, then I would go into the K drive and K drive. Now we go into ASB, saved forms, ASB events 2017-18 DOP, and there's the one that I created. So I am going to go ahead and then check to make sure that I didn't mess up the template. So I'm going to go back to ASB forms and the requisition template, and there it is, nice and clean. So remember always to save as, so that we're keeping the integrity of the templates. Okay, if you have any questions, ask or watch the screencast again. Thanks, guys.